Hello. Welcome to the Go High Level Virtual Assistant Intensive. Today we are going over Module 2 in our course, and we're starting with Lesson 1, Pipeline Setup. So when we talk about pipeline setup, there's so many different pipelines that you can set up, but the most critical one that I'm going to say you need to do first is for your leads. Okay. Even just having that, so many people aren't tracking their leads. They're falling through the cracks. They're not following up with them, or they're doing it, and it's not automated. So it's just, kind of discombobulated, and they're not following up correctly or reaching back out to them. How many times have you received a lead or a business card from somebody? And you're like, I'm going to reach out to them or I'm going to do this. Or even when you get to the point where you have a discovery call with them, and then what happens? They either sign or they don't. And how do we know how many or where and what's going on? So that's why it's really important to have a pipeline. So this is also something that you can a lot of people love building pipelines and they offer this as a service and go high level. So we create a lot of pipelines for our clients. We love pipelines. It's an easy kind of bird's eye view of everything that's going on in your business. So for me, I might have a pipeline for virtual assistant clients. I might have a pipeline for my operations strategy clients, for virtual assistants coming into the training, a webinar that I'm doing. You could virtually have a pipeline for each different piece of your business. But initially, let's just go ahead and get one set up for your leads coming in. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. And we're on desktop 3 today. Okay, so hopefully you're able to see my screen. We're in lesson 1, pipeline setup leads to closed. Okay, so basically your building instructions are in here, but follow along with the video. We're going to build it together. I always recommend that you kind of go through the video, build it, stop the video, come back to it, go through kind of that way as you need to. This is a basic how-to. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into the demo account on my Workhorse Hub, which most of you know is my Go High Level that is white labeled and built out for virtual assistants and agency owners to scale their business, already complete with automations, funnels, webinars, and things like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over to opportunities. And let's go. This basically is a pipeline. So, but today we're creating one. So we need to go into to actual, excuse me, to actually build the pipeline. We want to go into pipelines. Okay. So we're going to go into pipelines and we're going to start. So this is one that we have in here. And so basically we're going to go with the brand new lead coming in. Let's just go ahead and create it from the beginning. Create it from the beginning. All right, so we're just going to call this leads. Okay. So what happens? Let's think about the stages. Now, these are all customizable for you. If you don't really know I like to call these buckets, they're stages. But if you don't really know the stages that you want to be able to see things in, you can always come back and edit these as you know you've been working in them, change the name, but kind of think for yourself like what happens. We have a new lead come in, maybe they filled out a form or they came through our website. What happens? What do we want them to do next? We want them to schedule a call. So maybe call scheduled, call complete. What happens then? They receive a proposal, maybe, or an estimate or a contract. So things like that. So those are some things like if we go back, this one is showing you like new lead, contacted, booked, completed, one lost. This is a very, very simple, like feel free. I'm going to add stuff in here. Feel free to edit and make the pipeline personal for you and your business. Okay. Think of the stages that you go through with your leads. Okay. So if I can type today. So, okay, so let's go back over here and let's go back. I'm going to discard that for a minute. We're going to go over here. Let's just look. I want to look at this one and see what we have in here. Okay, so for this one, like these people, we built this for, was, like some of this stuff is not, you know, what we need. So this is a little different, but just for example, this was the one that we built for them. And this is what they needed. So they have the lead coming in, they qualify the lead, they need identification, like further discovery. So they have some emails back and forth. They get custom specifications that they need. They're building their manufacturing company. So this is a little different than what we need. But they're creating the proposal, they're prototyping or demoing the product for them. They're doing a presentation, closing the deal, and post-sales follow-up. So this is pretty in-depth for their business, right? Very customized for their business. So let's think about what we might want. Okay, so we're just gonna call this leads, as I said before, and we're gonna say, okay, so the new lead is coming in. What do we want to do now? Call scheduled. Okay, so after the call, I'm thinking about for me. So for me, after the call, I'm usually sending over a proposal if I'm not closing the deal on the phone. So I'm going to say proposal sent is my next stage. Now we want to add a couple stages here. Um, so proposal sent. Then I also want to know when they've accepted it, right? Because how many times do you send a proposal and it just sits there? You never hear back from them. And you're not following up with those people unless, you're very good about following up. And so having them in here, knowing when it's accepted is like I love to know, oh, I have this many proposals accepted. So for me, I also do a contract. So contract signed, we want to know when they sign the contract. Um, let's add another stage. Contract signed. Onboarding would be for me. So that would mean like they're in the process of onboarding, like we've sent them onboarding paperwork, we're scheduling a kickoff call. We can even add a stage that the kickoff call is scheduled. Okay. Um, and then what I would do from there is either say onboarding complete, one, we can also add one in here, invoice paid. Guys, you can literally add the stages that you want to see. So contract sign, invoice paid, onboarding, kickoff call. Okay. So also we want to have in here nurture. This is going to be people that we did not win, right? We did not close. So maybe they went from proposal sent, they went from call scheduled, proposal sent to we never heard back from them. They decided not yet. So what we're going to do with those people is we're going to put them into a nurture stage. So from the nurture stage, we're going to know these are people that were interested and just haven't bought yet. We need to kind of nurture them a little bit more, keep them in our little business ecosystem world and reach back out to them. And we'll talk about like how we want to do that later. So probably put them into some kind of email campaign or something like that. So these are the people that we did not win and we're going to nurture them. Okay. So from here, I would just kind of have a different pipeline if you maybe like a lot of people have different services that they offer. So if you have like a bookkeeping, like I have a bookkeeping pipeline for those clients, or if you're doing some other kind of service, like have a different pipeline. So once they go through the lead pipeline, you close them. then they go into a different pipeline. Okay. But today we just want to go ahead and create our leads pipeline. Okay. So if our leads are hanging out here or here and they haven't scheduled a call, like these are the two stages that we know, hey, we need to really pay attention to these two stages because they either haven't scheduled a call or done whatever our CTA is, or we sent them a proposal and they never signed it. Okay, so those are kind of like the two stages that we might want to pay close attention to. So now we've got our leads pipeline created. So let's go back to opportunities so we can view it. Okay. So as you see, I have multiple different pipelines in here. So you can create as many pipelines as you want. We're going to click on the leads. This is the one that we just completed. Okay. So let's go back over to our course. And so we're building a pipeline. You'll see that we can create these professional pipelines, improve lead organization, sales tracking, and team visibility. So like I said, this is like a bird's eye view when you come in here of, oh, I have so many leads that have come in. Oh, this many has scheduled a call. Like if you have a lot of leads over here and not a whole bunch in call scheduled, then there's some kind of lapse there that you need to take a look at. Like, why are the leads coming in and they're not doing anything else? And this would be a little bit different if they were coming in like through, um, a lead magnet where they downloaded it. Like we might want to have that a pipeline just for that lead magnet. Or we might want them to come in here because eventually maybe they got the lead magnet, but then we sent an email sequence to nurture them to try to get them to schedule a call. So our end goal with all of these leads coming in is to try to get them on the phone, right? That's how you're going to convert these clients. Some of you may have a different end goal, and that's fine. But whatever your end goal is, keep that with your leads coming in. Depend, regardless of where they came from, right? If you're closing sales on calls, then that's where you need to get them to. Okay. Now it could be different if maybe you're sending them through a webinar first and then you're wanting them to buy or um eventually schedule a call. Like that could be a whole nother pipeline. Like as you can see, we did a VIP summit, and those people coming into the VIP summit were in their own pipeline. So we had them over here, like they registered, they purchased, and then we built this out further in our own account where, we knew after they purchased the summit, what was the ultimate goal. We wanted them to become, maybe a monthly client or whatever. So we track that. But this is how you build a pipeline. Okay. Today we're not going to talk about like actually nurturing the leads, but that is how you build a pipeline. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. If you love building pipelines, get really creative with it. That's awesome. Keep it as simple or as elaborate as you want. All right, guys, I'll see you in lesson 2.